What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Stats Revamp review. This is Stats Revamp 1.2, and we're doing the atomic tanking review. Now, unfortunately, many of the problems plaguing the combo side of DPSing with atomic are the same problems with tanking. Thing is, if you run out of power as a tank, you die. If you die, group wipes. So, if you can't combo, can't keep yourself healed. The main issue is Atomic's combos are what keeps you healed between proton remedies, aside from the healer. And the fact that you can't realistically pull off more than like 3 combos without running out of power is just ridiculous. I mean, how are the devs expecting us to play it? This is the core of the power. You must resort to like weapon attacks, which yes, start like providing you a little bit of power back, but you're just taking massive damage to the face in the meantime, which is a problem because not comboing as you should be, you're not going to alleviate the burden on the healer and subsequently the troll because you're going to be taking some massive damage because you're not be able to combo. So that's one of the problems just facing atomic tanking right now on Stats Revamp. Luckily, we're getting a new version, but we'll talk more about that later. Now, when I stated this power issue in the past, many of you have suggested that I spec out better or run with better trolls. And look, in all honesty, if you haven't played the Stats Revamp, you're not going to fully understand the power issue and how squishy one feels, and the fact that you've tried out many specs. I mean, I did spec out trying to make it work into different stats as far as dominance and health seemed the most efficient, believe it or not. But I've ran with top of the line trolls, and in the league I'm with on test, old school, they're no joke, they're all top of the line dudes and they know what they're doing. Plus, we're all kind of testing, you know what I mean? So every now and then, whatever we're doing may not work. So we'll go ahead and try to change it on the fly, being that we have access to all our powers now, which is pretty cool. Now, defense seems to be like cut in half, man. The defense is like cut in half, which is why it feels so squishy. Being it atomic tanks or ice tanks. Now, a few good things about atomic tanking now is you can activate your aura in DPS or tanking stance as long as you combo into one of the combo powers once and then activate it with Neutrino Blast or Atom Powered Assault. Neutrino Blast is not going to cost you any power. Atom Powered Assault is going to fucking cost you a ton. But we're getting another version, as I said, and I'll go ahead and get into that just in a little bit. But the fact that you can activate your aura off of one melee combo tap or one range combo tap and then just go into Neutrino Blast or Proton Remedy or Atom Powered Assault, you got the aura on immediately. Now, a good and bad thing, but mostly good, is that you no longer get countered either via combat mechanics. When you're using Atom Splitter, which is a melee move, you're no longer gonna run into the boss blocking and get countered and see yourself on the floor. But then again, they also took away the ability for you to counter while you have your aura on. If you see them blocking and you press a range move, you're no longer gonna go ahead and counter them and receive that bonus damage. So that's something to be aware of. So I got with a sick tight click and went all out. Another thing you may have noticed if you've been watching some of the streams lately is the amount of jumping around and rolling and kiting needed to survive some of the boss attacks and fights. It reminds me of the Stats Revamp 1.0 where I was ice tanking Athena, Olympus' first boss, and I pop reflect, blocked, and Athena did one of her weapon combos with one-handed. I think it was like the 3-tab hold, the flurry. And that shit took away like 85% of my health. Mind you, that's with reflect up and blocking. That's what I knew. I can't be here to take these attacks. So I started kiting her. And I basically had to kite all of Olympus. Mind you, I was at 173. And had, people backing me up, great crew backing me up, but that shit took 85% of my health, man. Needless to say, but turtle tanking is not an option now. You must stay active, roll, dodge to mitigate all damage you can by simply avoiding it. It may seem fun, and it is, but it's brutal on the fingers, and your situational awareness needs to be on point. Also, from the rest of the group's perspective, it may be moving the boss around too much. So I don't know. The fact that I'm kiting, I'm moving him around too much, But it has to be done to survive. Sorry, I missed your orbital there, buddy. But you know, I don't want to go down. We go hard. We go hard. And if on screen you see me running Atom Splitter and Beta Surge, that's not on purpose. I meant to go with Thermochemical Explosion with the two melee moves that I normally run on live. But Thermochemical Explosion, for some reason, has a huge cooldown and really doesn't let you combo if you're going to run just two powers in the loadout while you're tanking. So you got to go with a range move and a melee move. But hey, I guess that's how they want to go ahead and add complexity to it. But I prefer to have two melee moves. It just does more damage, and you know, keep the ads around you. And Thermochemical Explosion knocks ads on the floor as well, so it gives you some kind of a CC attribute to the power, alongside with Thermochemical Explosion. Now, Atomic Reorganization, which is our cone pool, is still it's still a 3-second cooldown on the test server, which is bad for ice, but not too bad for Atomic, being it that power number 2 Atomic Atom Splitter, excuse me, power number 2 Atom Splitter is a 360 pull, and will go ahead and teleport ads and bosses and pull them to you. So it can mitigate that with the fact that it has two pools in the main loadout. But yeah, it's a shame that the fact that Thermochemical Explosion costs so much in power that it won't let you run the melee moves in tank stance. Not only that, I remember that it used to be a 360 AoE, but since everybody was getting countered left and right, they were complaining, so they made it a cone move. But now that that's gone and that mechanic is gone, I say bring it back to being a 360 AoE. I mean, if you start off with Atom Splitter, you're going to have ads all around you. So why limit yourself on a second move to a cone move right in front of you? Mind you, this is if they reduce the cooldown and make it viable for tanking. Proton Remedy does provide some good heals, but it doesn't give you that surge that it does on live as soon as you press it. And it still costs a ton of power. Hopefully they'll reduce the power cost in the next Stats Revamp. A few other ways that this could be run instead of Beta Surge is, well, you see the fact that I'm running the supercharged mass density. It's awesome when it gets tight as far as groups go, and it's pickups, mass wipes. It really helps you get out of sticky situations. And not only that, it helps you as a tank. And you could replace Beta Surge with a supercharged generator if you want to go ahead and have that active a lot of the times. But what I've noticed is, since it's a 50% cooldown, you normally have it ready. So, not really an option, but hey, you want to test things out on test server. So, another option that you can run there as well would just be density. So you could provide yourself a shield and then just have one combo up, having Atom Splitter in there, being it that it is your pool, and as long as you can get the third tap on it, you can keep your aura refreshed. Because now in DPS stance and in tank stance, as long as you get to the end of any combo, you're going to keep your aura refreshed within the, let's say, 9-second window. It goes away within 10 seconds, but you got to get that third tap in within that 9-second window to keep it refreshed. Now, before I finish, I just want to go ahead and clear something up about the Stats Revamp, the testing that I'm doing, and the feedback that I'm providing. I want to remind everyone that this is what we have at the moment. This is what they've given us so far. A new version is just around the corner, whether it's 1.3, Stats Revamp according to the devs, or 2.0, Stats Revamp according to the players. A version where the players just want the removal of weapon mastery and advanced mechanics, with lowered wrestle for healers and lower vit for trolls, promoting more rolls per raid, and a tweak on the damage of certain powers that need to be brought up to par. Here's looking at you, Electric. Now, back to the subject. When I critique, when I give my opinion or like some things about the stats revamp, it doesn't mean I support it fully. You know, again, it's what we have, so I'm trying to make the best of it. I do not bring my argument for a different version to these reviews because I feel it's a separate argument altogether. If the whole time I'm on Stats Revamp on test server, I'm just dragging that argument with me, that, oh, I don't even want this whole version, this is all bad, if I'm looking at it through those eyes, I'll bring an unnecessary bias along with it, and it wouldn't be fair to my critique on it. You know what I mean? I'm all for trying the version that the players have gone ahead and hammered them in the forums about. You know, I'd love to see that version next on test and try that out. Now I have some opinions regarding that as well, and it does have his downfalls, but that's another video altogether. But I'd like to try it out. I want to see how it goes, doing that to the powers. Just give us that version next. But we'll see what's around the corner. This is the MadRabbit, and that's my tank and review for the stats revamp. Let's see what comes next from DCUO. Take it easy, y'all. MadRabbit out. Peace.
We got stick up kids, corrupt cops, and crack rocks and stray shots, all in a block that stays hot.